بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Dear viewers and listeners, especially the non-Muslims, here Allah is talking to the non-Muslims in the Qur'an. We are studying Qur'an, but Qur'an is addressing the children of Israel, the descendants of Israel, from his children, Jews. And of course, Isa alayhi salatu wasalam was also brought up as a Jew, in the Jewish family, practicing a Jew. That would mean a Muslim from the Jewish family. It's like, for example, nowadays when we say he is brought up as a Pakistani. What does that mean generally? That he has Pakistani etiquettes and he is a Muslim, because Muslim etiquettes generally are Pakistan. There are Christians in Pakistan, but generally would mean, oh, he is from Pakistan, means his nationality is Pakistan, but his religion is not Pakistan. And I asked some of the students, what is your religion? I am Bengali. Well, that's not religion. So religion is something different, and which is universal. Islam is universal, but before Isa alayhi salatu wassalam, or at the time until Isa alayhi salam, that Islam was within the children of Israel. Now Isa or Jesus alayhi salam was the last prophet in the children of Israel. So he was like, you can say, in the children of Israel, in the Yehudis or in the Jewish community, he was the Khatamul Anbiya, but not the world. So the Khatamul Anbiya, the last and final and the greatest prophet in for the whole humanity, for all the prophets, for all times and all nations, was Muhammadur Rasulullah, who came about 570 years after Isa alayhi salatu wasalam. So Isa alayhi salatu wasalam was the last prophet of Israelites. And who was the first prophet of Israelites? Israel himself. Who was Israel? Yaqub. So some people say, well, the Jews, Ibrahim was the prophet of Jews. Well, at the time of Ibrahim, there was no Jews at all, because Jews are his descendants, not his ancestors. So his great-great-grandson was Judah and his children were Jews, and his great-grandson was Yaqub alayhi salam. So his grandson, like Isaac alayhi salam, Ibrahim's son, and his son Yaqub, he was Israel. So Israelites were his descendants. So Israelites or Jews were descendants of Ibrahim alayhi salam, but Ibrahim was neither Jew nor Christian, and that's explained in other part of Qur'an as well. Inshallah, we'll go through it. And Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was also a descendant of Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam. So in that way, the prophethood was within the Al Ibrahim and Al Imran, the branch of Al Ibrahim, which was Israelite. And that doesn't mean that the religion would be left or kept for all time within that. No, the prophethood in that case was chosen by Allah to be within that lineage. And now that has been completed. The last prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam has come from the children of Ismail, from Ibrahim alayhi salam's descendants. And he is the last prophet. Now no new prophet will come. Now one of the previous prophets, means the last prophet of the children of Israel, will come again, because he didn't complete his life. He was lifted alive and he will come back. Isa alayhi salatu wasalam, he will come back, but that's not against the finality of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because he is still final, because Isa alayhi salam is a previous Nabi, he is not a new Nabi. And another example is that when the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam went to Miraj, universal journey to the skies in one night, first he went to Masjid Aqsa in Jerusalem, which was originally built by Sulaiman alayhi salam, which the Jews called Solomon's temple, and Haikal Sulaimani, but Muslims retained its glory by building a beautiful mosque, Masjid Aqsa, and then Qubbatus Sakhra, the dome of the rock on it, on that site. And the Jews want to demolish it, this beautiful thing, and then to erect the old temple back. That's strange, whereas it was destroyed by the Romans and by other people previously, and the Jews were dispersed. Now Muslims, the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Muslim believe that the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and it's mentioned in the Qur'an, in Surah Najm, Surah Isra, Surah Kubirat, that Miraj journey, different parts of the night journey are mentioned. The Holy Prophet went to Masjid Aqsa, and there were all the prophets who had been before the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, including Isa alayhi salam, Musa alayhi salam, other prophets, they were gathered there, waiting for an Imam. And the Holy Prophet was taken by Jibreel in front of them, and he became the Imam. He led the prayer of all the prophets to show that he is the Imamul Anbiya, all the prophets' Imam. So all the prophets came, still the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the Khatamul Anbiya. If all the prophets come down who are previous, still the Holy Prophet remains the last prophet, because he came last in the time. He was born last in the time. Now Isa alayhi salatu wasalam is a previous prophet. He was born before Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He is not a new prophet. However, a new person claiming to be prophet will not be accepted, will not be acceptable according to Qur'an and Sunnah, because he is a new prophet and he is a false prophet. He must be Antichrist and Dajjalun. One of the Dajjal, the Holy Prophet said there will be about 30 Kadhabun, liars and cheaters who will claim to be Nabi, to be prophets within this Ummah. They will spring from this Ummah, they will claim to be prophet, then they will go out of Islam. So and the Holy Prophet said, La Nabiya Ba'di, no prophet after me. That means no new prophet will be born, no person will get prophethood after me. But a previous prophet, Isa alayhi salam, who got prophethood before me, he was born before me, if he comes after the Holy Prophet, it doesn't negate the finality of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning to the people who believe in the prophets of Israelites and who are the descendants of Israelites, and generally they are Jews, and those 12 sons of Israel had 12 tribes by their names, and then many of them, about 10 of them were lost, 10 tribes were lost, only 2 survived, and nowadays in the world it's again matter of dispute who is a real Jew. Arthur Koestler has written 13th tribe. He said the present, he's a Jew, and he said the present majority of the Jews are actually not those Israelites. They are not descendants of Yaqub or Judah. They are Khazar Jews. They were people of Khazar between Caspian Sea and Black Sea who became Jews by the preaching of the bishop of the rabbis from Spain, and they became Sephardic Jews, and they are the present Jews are mainly not true Israelites. So that's again a dispute and an academical intellectual discussion between the Jews themselves and Christians as well, and the world historians still doubt that if there is any true descendant of Israelites still alive. But here Quran mentioned in the time of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, there were people who called themselves Israelites, Bani Israel, who were descended, and the Bani Israel, some of the Bani Israel in India, and the proper word in Hebrew is also Bani Israel, Yisrael. So children of Israel is the true word, and the Yehudi or Jewish is one form of the children of Israel. But still, because these people claim to be on the straight path, on the path of the prophets, and they retain themselves the title of the chosen people, so Allah is addressing them. And all these ayats which will be followed, inshallah, a long portions of the Surah Al-Baqarah, Allah is talking to the children of Israel. So children of Israel Allah is talking to, and He is talking through the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and through us. So we are reciting Quran, not the Jews. So we have to pass into the Jews, but basically it's meant for us. We should learn lessons from the history of Jews. So here Allah is repeating the history of children of Israel and reminding all those things which are mentioned by history, by the Bible, and many other Sanhedrin and reports of the Jews, Jewish rabbis. Ya Bani Israel, اذكروا نعمتي التي أنعمت عليكم وأني فضلتكم على العالمين. O children of Israel, remember my favor which I bestowed upon you, which I gave you my favor, and I preferred you to the rest of the world. Now that again is needs some explanation, because the Jews claim that they are chosen people, and Quran also said they were chosen, but chosen for what? Because when we say I choose you, what does it mean? We choose you for something. Like if I say my 2 sons, one of you I choose, and the son will ask for what? I will say, well, I choose you to go do shopping for me, or I choose you to receive a gift from me. So choosing is incomplete word, it needs some other word of a job. So Allah chose them for what? For a job, and that job was, of course, that the prophethood will come within you, but you have to live and follow that prophethood. And I preferred you over the Alameen means I did not send prophets on other people, we are sent among you. And within the time from Israel, Yaqub alayhi salam till Isa alayhi salatu wasalam, from Jacob till Jesus, all the prophets came in the children of Israel. No one was out of children of Israel. And then when Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam came out of the children of Ibrahim alayhi salam, who was also chosen, and the Jews accept that Ibrahim was also chosen, then his descendant Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was also chosen by Allah. So the Jews rejected him. So first of all, Jews had rejected, or Israelites had rejected their own man. Isa alayhi salam was a Jew, was a Jewish rabbi. He educated in rabbis as a rabbi, and he was preaching in the synagogues. So he was and when he preached things which were not in line with the clergy of that time, they differed with him and they accused him of blasphemy. Then they wanted to kill him. They went to report against him to the Romans, and then there is the story of this crucifixion comes in, which we say Allah did not make him crucified, did not get him killed, he was lifted. It's very clearly mentioned in the Qur'an. Ma qataluhu wa ma salabuhu walakin shubbiha lahum. They did not kill him, they did not crucify him. That means he wasn't killed on the cross, but a confusion was created. When the confusion was created, that's why there will be a confusion, and we cannot eradicate that confusion until Isa alayhi salam comes again. So, and other parts of Quran, Allah says, Ma qataluhu yaqeenam. They did not kill him. So, mean he did not die on the cross. He wasn't killed. Bar rafa'ahu Allah ilayh. Allah Ta'ala lifted him up. So, when Allah uses the word rafa, that means him. Isa alayhi salam was lifted, and it's in opposition to the killing. He wasn't killed. That means he didn't die. He was not murdered. He was not crucified. Then what happened? He was lifted. When he was lifted, that means physically. He was lifted alive. That's why we believe, and there are numerous hadiths that Isa alayhi salam will come again. He was lifted and he will come again. He will rule the earth. He will bring peace to the world. So, although he was the last prophet of the children of Israel, this time he will be given a chance of being the Khalifa of Muhammad Rasulullah and become and preach the universal message of Islam in the whole world as well, and become like a universal ruler as well, and eradicate all evil and spread Islam throughout the world. So, all people in the world will become Muslim when Isa alayhi salam comes. But that does not make him even greater than Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the Khatamul Anbiya, is the final prophet, the greatest of prophet, last prophet, and his teachings will be followed by Isa alayhi salam. He will not claim his own teachings or reclaim his own teachings. He will follow, he will be a Khalifa of Muhammad Rasulullah. So, a Nabi being Khalifa of another Nabi, but this Nabi, when he will come, Isa, he will be not a new prophet, not newly born. He will not be born in some place and not be having any father, because this Isa alayhi salam will be the same Isa, Jesus, who was Isa Masih Ibn Maryam, who was Maryam's son. He didn't have a father, so the same Isa will come down. Not a person born with a father and a mother in some part of India and claiming to be a prophet. So, that's not acceptable. Isa alayhi salam will come, the real Isa. He will not be Masih Masih, he will not be like Isa, he will be the true real Masih. And the person who will claim to be like Isa is called Dajjal, cheater, the greatest Antichrist. So, he will be killed. The Dajjal or the Antichrist will be killed by real Isa Masih. So, every other person who claims to be Masih, and he is not the same Masih, he is a Dajjal, and there will be 30 odd Dajjals who will be claiming to be prophet, and they will claim also, and one of them who will come, the greatest of Dajjals, will claim to be a Masih. So, that is why he is called Masih ad-Dajjal. He is the fabricated Masih, the wrong Masih, the false Masih. So, that false Messiah will also come, Dajjal, and the true Messiah will descend and kill him. So, that will actually end that confusion hopefully, inshallah. But here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning again to those children of Israel. For us to understand, for those children of Israel